Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about the 20-cent Australian coin, a piece of pocket change that might just be worth a small fortune. Since its introduction in 1966, the 20-cent coin has become one of Australia's most iconic and commonly used denominations. It features the majestic platypus on the reverse and has appeared in countless purses, piggy banks, and supermarket counters. But while most 20-cent coins are only worth their face value, there are a few rare and exceptional pieces that have skyrocketed in value, thanks to minting errors, limited releases, and high collector demand. Whether it's a misprint or a low mintage year, these coins have become the holy grail for collectors across the country. In this video, we're counting down the top 4 most valuable and expensive 20-cent coins in Australia, including what makes them special, what condition to look for, and how much they're going for in today's booming collector's market. So if you're holding on to a few old coins, you might want to check them again. Let's get started. First up, the 1981 Australian 20-cent coin. At first glance, it may seem like just another piece of change, but beneath its modest silver sheen lies a story of design brilliance, minting mystery, and a potential collector's fortune. If you're lucky enough to hold one in extra fine condition, you could be holding on to more than a simple piece of metal. You could be holding on to a treasure that's catching fire in the world of rare coins. Let's start with its design and stunning visual appeal. The reverse side of the 1981 20-cent coin showcases the iconic Australian platypus gliding gracefully through rippling water, a powerful and uniquely Australian symbol of nature's mystery. Sculpted by the talented Stuart Devlin, a master of coin artistry, this design has stood the test of time for its intricate detail and fluid motion. The obverse features the regal effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, which remained on Australian coins from 1966 through 1984. The fine detailing on her portrait and the crisp font used for the inscriptions give this coin a clean, dignified presence that makes it a joy for numismatists and collectors to admire. Now, on to specifications and physical details. The 1981 20-cent coin is struck in copper-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel, giving it a distinctive silvery color with a slight warm tone when held under light. It has a mass of 11.31 grams and a diameter of 28.52 millimeters, with a milled edge that adds both grip and elegance. The coin was minted in large numbers, approximately 66.2 million, but don't let that figure fool you. In numismatics, quantity doesn't always mean commonness. Condition, strikes, errors, and mint origin can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. Here's where things get exciting. While the standard 1981 20-cent coin may be common, certain variants and error strikes from this year can fetch substantial sums. Most notably, the 1981 Canadian minted 20-cent coin. Yes, some were struck at the Royal Canadian Mint due to demand overflow, can exhibit subtle differences in font, spacing, and die marks. These variations are now prized by advanced collectors. And even more thrilling are coins with minting errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, cuds, and partial collar strikes. In extra fine, XF, to uncirculated condition, some of these rare examples have been listed and sold in private auctions and online marketplaces for prices reaching into the hundreds and even thousands of dollars, especially when professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. In terms of current market value, a regular 1981 20-cent coin in circulated condition may only sell for face value or a little more, perhaps $1 to $3 depending on presentation. But in extra fine or better condition, and especially with a known error or Canadian mint mark, values start climbing significantly. A genuine rare variation or error coin from 1981, in pristine condition, could command up to $500 to $2,000 Australian dollars or more depending on the buyer, rarity confirmation, and coin grading. But here's the kicker. The demand is growing. As Australia's numismatic community continues to expand and more young collectors enter the scene, the hunt for underappreciated coins like the 1981 20-cent has become a modern treasure hunt. Social media, YouTube coin channels, and TikTok influencers are fanning the flames of interest, turning humble pocket change into investment pieces. And because many of these coins are still out there in piggy banks and coin jars, the dream of becoming a coin millionaire isn't far-fetched. It's waiting for the right person to make the discovery. So, what should you do if you find one? First, check for exceptional condition, sharp details, no scratches, and lustrous shine. Then look for potential errors or irregularities and research whether your coin came from the Canadian Mint batch. If it checks those boxes, consider having it professionally graded. You could be sitting on a mini gold mine. The 1981 Australian 20-cent coin isn't just an old piece of metal. It's a silent witness to a nation's history, artistry, and economic evolution. And for the sharp-eyed, informed collector, it could also be a golden opportunity. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just now discovering the thrilling world of rare coins, this humble 20-cent piece from 1981 might just be the spark that lights up your fortune. Keep your eyes open. Australia's next millionaire might already have their treasure in hand. Next up, the 1976 Australian 20-cent piece. On the surface, this may look like just another common coin pulled from your pocket change. But beneath its ordinary appearance lies a rich blend of historical importance, exquisite design, and a collector's allure that could one day turn this everyday coin into a sought-after treasure. If you've got one lying around, especially in very fine condition or higher, you just might be holding on to something that could grow massively in value over time, potentially even becoming part of your path to millionaire status if trends and rarity collide just right. The 20-cent coin from 1976 belongs to a generation of coins that symbolized strength, identity, and continuity in Australia's decimal currency system, which was introduced in 1966. By the mid-70s, the country was developing rapidly, and the Royal Australian Mint continued striking coins with precision and national pride. The 1976 20C coin doesn't commemorate a specific event or personality, but it does stand as a marker of Australia's economic and cultural stability during that decade, a time when coins were still made to last, designed not only to serve a monetary function, but to reflect a nation's craftsmanship and values. Design and specifications, a timeless work of art in your pocket. Designed by the world-renowned Australian sculptor Stuart Devlin, who was also responsible for the design of many other Australian coins. The reverse of the 1976 20-cent coin features a beautiful and dynamic rendering of a platypus, one of Australia's most unique and beloved native animals. The platypus appears to be gliding underwater, with fluid curves and wave-like lines giving the sense of motion, nature, and elegance. This isn't just a coin, it's a mini masterpiece. On the obverse side, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, facing right, which was the standard royal effigy used on Australian coins at the time. The technical specifications of this coin are just as impressive. It weighs 11.31 grams, has a diameter of 28.52 millimeters, and is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silvery appearance that holds up beautifully over decades if preserved. Its reeded edge gives it a tactile distinction, instantly recognizable to collectors and everyday users alike. Rarity, demand, and collector's insight. What makes this coin valuable? While the 1976 20-cent coin is not considered one of the rarest in Australian history, its appeal lies in condition and potential. Millions were minted, over 46 million to be exact, which means circulated versions are quite common. However, very fine, VF, and extremely fine, EF, specimens, especially those with full details, minimal wear, and strong luster, are what collectors prize. As coins wear down over time, those in high-grade condition become increasingly scarce, even among coins that had high mintages. If you're lucky enough to possess an uncirculated version or one that has been expertly preserved, its value jumps significantly in the collector market. There is also a strong global demand for Australian decimal coins, especially from collectors in the UK, Canada, and New Zealand, who admire the artistic elements and stable history of Australia's minting traditions. As numismatics becomes more digital, with collectors trading globally online, the market visibility and potential value of coins like the 1976 20C only continue to rise. Market value. What's it worth right now, and could it make you rich? As of current valuations, a circulated 1976 20-cent coin in very fine condition typically sells for around $1.50 to $3 AUD. while coins in extremely fine or uncirculated condition can range from $5 to $20 Australian, and even higher if graded professionally and sold at a premium auction. Proof versions, or coins struck with minting errors, such as off-center strikes or doubled edges, are significantly more valuable and can command prices upwards of $50 to several $100s, depending on rarity and demand. Now you might wonder, can a coin like this make you a millionaire? The honest answer is, not today, not by itself. But here's the key: collecting coins like this, understanding their value trajectory, and spotting rare variations early is how millionaires in the coin-collecting world are made. The true magic lies in accumulation, education, and timing. What seems like a $2 coin today could be worth hundreds or even thousands in 20 years when pristine examples are almost extinct and numismatic demand skyrockets. Many seasoned collectors start their journey with coins just like the 1976 20-cent piece and build up entire collections worth massive sums over time. The treasure hiding in plain sight. So, don't overlook that 1976 Australian 20-cent coin in your drawer or spare change jar. It might not make you rich overnight, but it could be part of a much larger story, a story where history, art, and smart collecting intersect. Whether you're new to the world of coins or a seasoned numismatist, understanding the hidden value behind everyday currency opens up a world of potential, both financially and culturally. The journey of becoming a coin millionaire doesn't start with a golden ticket. It starts with recognizing the beauty, history, and hidden opportunities in coins like this one. Next up, the 1982 Australian 20-cent coin is one of those hidden gems, a coin many Aussies handle daily without realizing its future potential. But now, decades later, this simple coin is becoming a highly sought-after collectible, particularly in excellent condition. While it was once just a convenient way to pay for snacks or bus fare, today, it could be the key to unlocking hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And some say it could even be one of the coins that helps someone join the ranks of Australia's coin-collecting millionaires. This unassuming coin carries with it a quiet elegance. It belongs to the decimal coinage series introduced in 1966, a time when Australia moved from pounds and pence to dollars and cents. By 1982, the 20-cent piece had already become a staple of everyday life. But what makes this particular year so fascinating is that it was a time of high demand, broad circulation, and shifting minting practices, conditions that laid the foundation for rarity, particularly in coins that have survived the test of time in pristine, uncirculated or near uncirculated states. Coins from this era are growing in popularity among collectors, and the 1982 issue is emerging as one of the standout pieces of the decade. The design of the coin is nothing short of iconic. On the reverse, the coin features Australia's beloved and mysterious platypus, elegantly swimming through flowing water. This brilliant design was created by the legendary Stuart Devlin, whose work brought Australian wildlife to life on metal. The platypus appears mid-motion, surrounded by a swirl that evokes speed, grace, and energy. It's not just a symbol of nature, it's a piece of national identity, brought into the palm of your hand. On the obverse, you'll find the regal image of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, a timeless portrait that served on Australian coinage through much of the 1970s and early 80s, embodying continuity and royal dignity. From a technical perspective, the coin holds classic specifications. It is struck in copper nickel, 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it durability and a silver-like shine that remains strong even after decades, especially if preserved. The coin weighs 11.31 grams, has a diameter of 28.52 millimeters, and features a smooth, non-reeded edge. These physical characteristics, while standard, are exactly what make it a perfect candidate for identifying minting errors. Features like clipped planchets, die cracks, and off-center strikes are easier to notice on this clean design, and that's where the big money starts rolling in. The real magic happens when condition comes into play. The majority of 1982 coins were used extensively in circulation, meaning most examples you'll find today are scratched, worn, or dull in appearance. However, coins preserved in excellent condition, with sharp strike details, minimal marks, and natural mint luster intact, are exceptionally rare and highly prized by collectors. These are the coins that spark bidding wars online and fetch impressive prices in private sales. If your coin has been stored safely, protected from humidity and abrasion, it might be far more valuable than you think. In today's collector market, the standard 1982 Australian 20-cent coin in worn condition typically fetches between $1 to $3 Australian. Not bad for something with a face value of just 20 cents. But when you move into higher grade territory, things escalate quickly. A coin in extra fine to uncirculated condition can command prices ranging from $10 to $30 Australian, while brilliant uncirculated specimens, especially those professionally graded, may soar up to $50 or more. And if you're lucky enough to own a rare error version, you're entering a much more elite club. Known minting errors from 1982, such as double strikes, die clashes, off-center errors, or planchet clips, have sold for $100 to over $500 Australian, depending on the rarity and overall eye appeal. The growing demand for vintage decimal coins is creating a wave of investment interest across Australia and beyond. Collectors are no longer just interested in silver coins or gold sovereigns. The modern decimal era has become one of the hottest categories in numismatics. Why? Because these coins are disappearing. People are melting down coins, tossing them aside, or losing them to time. Every year, the number of high-quality 1982 20-cent coins decreases, while the number of collectors rises. That imbalance is pushing prices higher, and now is the time to act if you think you might be holding one of these coins. But why is the 1982 20-cent coin specifically turning heads now? It's part timing, part scarcity, and part cultural recognition. More and more Australians are revisiting their personal collections, searching through coin jars and old wallets, discovering that coins they once thought worthless may now be worth hundreds. The 1982 coin has become a prime candidate for coin hunters, especially because it doesn't scream rare, and yet it quietly hides its value behind the curtain of condition, mint errors, and collector interest. Coins in excellent condition are now so few and far between that even a clean, sharp-looking example can surprise you with its value. So here's the bottom line. Could the 1982 Australian 20-cent coin make you a millionaire? Alone, maybe not. But if you own a rare variety, especially in excellent condition, or if you hold multiple high-grade examples, or if you simply get lucky with a sought-after error, the profits could be substantial. And as time goes on, that value is only likely to grow. Coins that seem common today are becoming historical tomorrow. That's why it's more important than ever to check your change, explore your old drawers, and revisit those coin collections from decades past. Because the treasure you're looking for might already be in your home, and its name might just be 1982 to 20 cents. Next up, the 2004 Australian 20-cent coin, a piece of everyday currency that, in circulated condition, might not look particularly special, but beneath its well-traveled surface lies a potential fortune. This is a coin that many Australians have held in their hands without ever realizing that it could be worth far more than its face value. And in some cases, the right variant of this coin could very well be the jackpot you've been unknowingly sitting on. Let's begin with what makes this coin such a hidden marvel. The 2004 20-cent coin was released as part of Australia's regular decimal currency system, meaning it wasn't a commemorative or limited edition release. Because of this, it flew under the radar for many years. But collectors have come to realize that certain features, from small die varieties to rare minting errors, have turned some of these coins into valuable and highly sought-after items. While millions were produced, only a small number retain the qualities that set them apart today. And the fact that the vast majority are found in circulated condition makes it even more thrilling when you stumble upon a coin with preserved detail, unusual features, or that elusive mint error. The coin's design is instantly recognizable to Australians. On the reverse, you'll find the iconic image of the platypus swimming through water, originally crafted by renowned designer Stuart Devlin, who was responsible for many of Australia's most beloved coin designs. The image captures the fluid motion and mysterious nature of the platypus, a symbol of Australia's unique wildlife. Despite being introduced in 1966, Devlin's design remained timeless, and in 2004, it still featured proudly on the 20-cent piece. On the obverse, the coin features the classic profile of Queen Elizabeth II, this time with the effigy designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which had begun replacing the older Machin portrait in 1999. Rank Broadley's version is more lifelike and detailed, reflecting the maturity of the monarch and aligning with modern coin design trends. From a technical standpoint, the 2004 20-cent coin maintains the same specifications as its predecessors. It is composed of copper-nickel, 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a weight of 11.31 grams, a diameter of 28.52 millimeters, and a plain edge. It's durable, corrosion-resistant, and made to last, which is why so many examples still survive in circulation today. However, what makes the 2004 edition stand out isn't just the design or material. It's the rarity of high-grade circulated examples, and most notably, the existence of valuable mint errors that can transform this coin from common change into a collector's dream. In general circulated condition, a 2004 20-cent coin may be worth just a bit more than face value, around $1 to $3 Australian, depending on the level of wear and tear. But that's just the beginning. If the coin shows minimal surface damage, retains some original luster, and has sharp edge detail, its value can rise to $5 to $10 Australian, especially for collectors trying to complete their date sets with the best possible examples. But where this coin truly explodes in value is when it contains a rare minting error, such as a clipped planchet, off-center strike, cut error, or a double rim. These mistakes are rare, but they do exist, and confirmed 2004 error coins have sold for $100 to $400 Australian or more, depending on severity and condition. The coin has also generated buzz in the collecting world due to its role in the transition of portrait designs. The early 2000s marked a period of aesthetic shifts in Australian currency, and the 2004 coin represents the growing popularity of the Rank Broadley effigy. Collectors interested in transitional coins, especially those tied to royal imagery, have turned their attention to coins from this era. And while the platypus remained the same, the subtle shifts in obverse design have made the 2004 coin an important part of any serious decimal collection. Even in circulated condition, coins that display minimal loss of detail on the queen's hair or crown can command surprising prices. But perhaps the most exciting part about the 2004 20-cent coin is how easy it is to overlook and how common it seems, until it isn't. Many people believe only old or commemorative coins are worth something. But the truth is, modern decimal coins, especially from the 2000s, are quickly becoming some of the most actively traded pieces in the Australian coin market. The 2004 issue has benefited from this trend, as collectors scramble to track down clean examples, error variants, or perfectly centered strikes. With millions in circulation, there's still hope that someone might discover a rare piece. That someone might be you. In a broader market context, interest in Australian decimal coins has exploded over the last decade. Younger generations are entering the hobby. Collectors are turning their attention to affordable coins with strong resale value, and vintage and error coins are gaining international appeal. This surge in demand means that coins like the 2004 20-cent, even in circulated but quality condition, are beginning to fetch higher and higher prices. And the market is far from cooling. Experts predict that as time passes and high-grade examples become even rarer, coins from this era will see exponential growth in value. Now is the time to hunt, to check your change, and to learn what's already in your possession. So, can the 2004 20-cent coin really make you a millionaire? While it may not have reached the legendary status of the 1930 penny or the 1966 silver round 50 cent, the 2004 20-cent is part of a new generation of modern rarities, coins that are gaining speed, popularity, and surprising value. With the right condition, the right error, and the right buyer, it could indeed be your ticket to a big payday. And as the market continues to expand and collectors search for the best pieces, the humble 2004 20-cent coin, the one sitting quietly in your drawer, might just be your hidden fortune in disguise.